Greetings, it's Vaygrim, back with another episode of Resonant Rise. Now, before you think I've forgotten, I have not. Still figuring out the travel anchors. We have seen several updates over the last 2 weeks on the Resonant Rise server. I think something in excess of 5. But I am happy to announce that we are now on a stable build. Still no mail. But I guess I'm getting used to it. Haha. So, the travel anchors are working good, but there's a little bit of a strange thing that's been implemented. Private, protected, and public. What we discovered is that they work best in private. Protected, none of us have really figured out yet. Because if you do this, you get these slots and you can put things in there, but then weird stuff happens. Then there's public, and public is buggy, apparently. Aiko the Builder has his on public, and he's been running across problems with him. I'm not exactly sure, but he'll try to use one and then crash out or something. So I've got mine all locked down to private. I figure anybody that's coming to visit can use the tramway, and they can walk. I'll walk with them. It's okay. But for now, our base is our base. We are still here in the volcano base. As you can see, the coral reefs and the ocean floor have been surviving good. Our kelp has been growing up nice and tall. I think I might plant some more off on the side of the hill over there. I think that'd be really nice right along there. That's the island, right there, tropical island. And I think I might just line that side of the hill with some kelp and just kind of grow it up like a forest. I plan to plant more coral reef, but I haven't had a chance to get on the server a lot in the past week, specifically because of server stability issues. But now that we're on a stable build, 2.7 of Resonant Rise, I'm really hopeful that things are going to iron out very well. Now, you're going to notice something very, very different. You know, last time we were setting up our, well, actually, let me go over here and show you. Setting up our logistics pipe system. And as you can see right now, I've been a busy boy. I've got so much stuff on it and plugged in. It's very nice, and I am very quickly falling in love with that. But here's the part that I'm really in love with. Ta-da! Anywhere in the overworld, I'm not sure if it crosses into other dimensions, but right now, anywhere in the overworld, I can request anything that's hooked up to my logistics pipe system. I have 2 chests that are ender chests upstairs, and I'll go up there and show you those right now. And each one has been made private with a diamond on the lock. You can see it right there. That's that diamond. You just right-click it with a diamond on that little part, and it'll make it private, which means this black, black, black is only mine. It's not anybody else's. So this is white, 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 and that's the same as the community one, but as you can notice, it does not have the contents of the community chest in it. That's because I made it private. And then I made 2 ender pouches, each one tied to both of those. And yeah, it's working out very well, which basically means if I want to, I can request a stack of sand. Request successful. Now if I go to Requestee, named so in honor of Aiko the Builder, because I used one of his videos to figure this stuff out. And then there is Sortie, which goes back into the system. Very nice, very neat, and very impressive. So I'm very happy with this system. It's been working fantastically. As you can see, I've been devoting a lot of resources and time to getting this all hooked up and connected. Let's see. Yeah, that's the request orderer pipe that hooks up to the wireless. And this is the, basically just a pipe that's got, let me get my wrench here. An advanced extractor Mark III that pulls out whole stacks at a time. No special instructions. So it pulls everything out and sorts it if it has a place in the system. Now right now there is a default, something called, and I did this by mistake, and you guys corrected me on it. What I did was I turned on, whoa, wrong thing, item sync on my barrels. I was turning this on because I thought, oh, I want this to be the default route for this item. No, this is the default route for all stuff that does not have a place somewhere else in the network. And I'm glad you corrected me on that, because apparently having multiple defaults on a network can cause a lot of lag and a lot of problems on a server, and I don't want that. So I have corrected all of these. They are no longer defaults, and I actually do not have a default destination, which means if I put something in here that does not exist anywhere else, it just sits there. But that's okay. It lets me know that I need to get my act on the ball. So yes, this is coming along very nicely. I'm very pleased with this setup, and I do think I'm still going to have more chests reaching up, a lot more barrels, and I think I'm just going to make this over here. I'm going to extend this down to here as barrels, probably right about to there, and then run a lot of barrels over here. That way I can put all of my metals in those barrels, and we can do ore dictionary auto merging, which will be very nice, because every once in a while I do get an ingot of tin or copper that's forestry instead of, you know, mechanism or whatever. So, oh, let's see, what else? Oh, there's something I was going to show you. Over here. So I put my lasers back up. I got corrected. I forgot I could do this. And I really must apologize. Crazy pants. I am sorry I forgot the capabilities that your wondrous conduits have. But every once in a while they can do so much, a feature slips through my mind. That's what I have mine set to. Works best for me so far. There's some conduits above there, and I can't get to them, can't reach them. There's a little interface plate on the top of those that I cannot see. Well, this is the conduit probe. It used to be the MJ reader, but it got renamed after Minecraft Jewels from Buildcraft were dropped as the primary power, and EIO went to EIO basically went to Redstone Block. So now it is the conduit probe. What you can do, I can aim at that block, shift, right click, select the connection to adjust. Down, please. And this is the actual interface. I can't even see it. I was reminded about this from the man himself, Crazy Pants, creator of Ender.io. I didn't even know this feature had snuck in. I missed it completely. So I wanted to share it with you, the viewers, so you know. Because now, if I have to get to something and I can't reach it, or let's say I could not see that plate, it was obstructed, shift right click on that block of conduit, I can see it. So yeah, it's very nice, it's very cool. It means that if I wanted to, I could shift right click and do up and adjust the conduit that is directly above. I think I can even see. Shift right click down. Yep. So what it is I have these set to only give power to these two lasers if this is on. So I flipped this switch and the lasers will start getting power. The problem you have is that these things actually drain power even if they're not being used. They trickle drain a little bit at a time. So the man himself, Crazy Pants, reminded me, hey, why don't you put a lever and set these connections to redstone signal only? Then you can just run some redstone conduit up there. Well, I have done that, Crazy Pants. You would be very, very proud of me. Now, we've seen some changes. Fish traps got removed. And I must admit, fish traps are hideously overpowered, but they actually didn't get removed for that reason. They got removed because they were conflicting with a recipe from mariculture. Mariculture had a recipe very early on that had the same crafting recipe, and it was preventing all the rest of mariculture from being accessed, which meant that basically there was big chunks of mariculture you couldn't use because you couldn't craft this one specific fishing net. Well, I'm going to pull down the culinary generators and put them aside temporarily, but they may see action again if we start up a cow farm or something else. For right now, though, I'm thinking about bumping out that back wall and basically adding a multi-tiered structure. This would be the top floor. And then I'd have lower floors. You have to excuse the vacuum in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that, by the way. We have somebody cleaning house next door. A very small apartment. But I'm going to have a multi-tiered structure, a multi-floored structure. This would be the top floor, and it would descend down towards the base of the volcano. And I'm going to put all of my power into that and just run it through this room. This room will be power storage. Power generation is going to be back there. So that's what I'm thinking. Not much else has changed. I have been... Whoa, mouse. I really do need to get a different mouse now. I have a Razer Naga Molten or something like that. It's originally used for MMOs. It's got a whole bunch of buttons on the side, and I like the extra buttons, but it freaks out constantly and just all of a sudden goes different directions, and there's no explanation for it. It has a real bad problem of double right-clicking when I just mean to single right-click. And this is the third one I've had replaced by warranty. So don't buy Razer mice. They're expensive, but they're kind of crap. The crops are coming along very, very nice. I'm actually able to generate a nice stockpile of my own crops now for glowstone and for ender pearls. I'm stocking up on some normal essence crop so that I can actually start doing stuff like nether quartz. That's another rare nether commodity that I don't want to have to fight my server neighbors for. So I'm going to grow it here. That's why I'm doing glowstone, and I'm also going to do blaze rods. Now, there's tons of other stuff I could do in here. Redstone, which I'm actually considering, but I'm not sure. I could do all of the metals. But honestly, I think I could get a crop going and fill up this arboretum. Arboretum? I don't think that's right. I could fill up this whole greenhouse, basically. Kind of a blue house, but I could fill up this whole greenhouse with crops that grow dye, iron, gold, diamonds, platinum, tin, copper, everything else. I could do that, and never mine again. But I'm not sure how I feel about that. I do like going on mining trips every once in a while. It's actually kind of fun. I like having to set up a Quarry Plus or a digital miner or whatever the case may be. So yeah, Jerry's still out. We'll get back to that. So yeah, for right now, I think I'm going to... Oh, let me through the door. Gather some resources. Let's see, who's on the server right now? We actually have 4 different people. For once, I'm not the person with the most number of deaths anymore, aside from Nintendo Fan. He's just a klutz. So now, we actually have Joshy Jack. He is the author, the creator of Mariculture. We've got Aiko the Builder, and we've got Poppycox. And KirinDave, who's actually on just a little while ago helping me out with some stuff. Thank you, KirinDave. So I'm going to get some building materials together. We're going to see if we can build that powerhouse. Our timetable got adjusted just a little bit. I was going to work on some other stuff this episode, namely rounding out the LP system a little bit more. But I'm going to put that on hold until next episode. For now, we need to get our power sorted back out again. So I'll be right back with you guys. So, just as we thought, we were getting things ironed out on a stable build. It turns out there's bugs in one particular mod that brought the server down. Lost about an hour and a half of time. Get back on, and I start building. And there's something else that's stopping things now. So, there it goes. It seems like stable Resonant Rise isn't. Something's wrong on the server, and it's getting very, very hard to complete recordings on stuff. So, this episode for this week may be a little short, and I'm still not sure if I'm going to be able to do 2 episodes a week. I am trying, guys. I really am. But at this point in time, it gets real hard because of this. So, folks, this is actually 2 time torches from the newly updated Dartcraft. I've got 2 of them right here next to Aiko's quarry set on hyper. And just look at this thing go. This is just downright absurd. Basically, these things update the tick rate. They're slow, fast, and hyper. You can slow down, speed up, or hyper speed up the tick rate of all tile entities. So what we've done is we've stuck it next to his Quarry Plus, and this is the result. It's going, we figure, about 2.5 rows a second. Well, it's slowing down. Slowing down. I think we may have killed it. We'll see. Okay, so here we are back in a slightly different looking power room. Now this is going to get covered up with a pillar going up the center of the room once I get a painting machine built upstairs. That's going to be another project, but I think we have our power situation sorted. I'm actually going to pull these and use this lower level for something else because it's looking real nice down here. It might make good magic space, but I think I want to put my magic research stuff in another habitat, just like the science wing. We'll have to see. But I want to use this for something, to be sure. So, these are going to get pulled and filled in. I'll stock away these heat generators. These things I've discovered only do about 20 RF per tick. So, 4 of them is 80 RF per tick. So, I've got about, let me think, 80, 160 RF per tick right here on lava power, but that's about it. So, I think I can drop it. I don't think I'm going to relocate those anywhere else. I think I'm okay without them. This is the new power house. It's got a double thick roof. If you notice, it looks like it recesses back. That's actually 2 thick layers of clear glass. Very cool. So basically, I've got the power here coming in, and it goes out the bottom and feeds out through the floor. It goes at that central thing. I might relocate this, and when I make a painting machine, maybe bury it in this wall right here so it does not look unsightly, and we just have a smooth walkway. I think that'll be really good. Also, we do have this top level here, and there is a step down on either side. This is a tunnel that goes down. Now, directly on either side of this is the lava from the heat generator, so I haven't dug any farther yet. I might actually connect this all the way back with the dive room. I think that'd be very cool. Maybe hollow out this space and make another floor for raw storage or fluid storage. That might be a really good place, I think. Do it down here because that means it's going to be out of sight, out of mind, and we can just hook it up to the logistics pipes. Yeah, I think it's working out good. So I've got 2 of these reservoirs from Ender IO. As you can see, one of them still ticking away just a little bit. And basically, these things are feeding a loop to make sure that the loop stays topped off. I have 2 of them. They're feeding a loop that connects to 6 of these steam turbines from Mindbank to Reloaded. Now, when you make these things, you actually have to make a steam dynamo from thermal expansion. And basically, a steam dynamo puts out 80 RF per tick. You have to fuel it with water and with coal. Well, the steam turbine is a little bit more broken than that. Basically, it only takes water, and that's it. It makes steam from water and nothing else. So these things put out 80 RF per tick purely on water power, and I've got tons of water at my disposal. So, is it overpowered? Yes, but I'm going to use it. So, these things, 80 RF per tick, and, of course, I have 2 electrolytic separators being fueled by that same water loop, and both of those are fueling a tank of hydrogen into a hydrogen generator. This is 240 RF per tick all by itself, just on water. So, you know, I've got multiple sources that power only off of water, and right now I think, if my math is correct, this is a total output of 720 RF per tick going into that battery, and I'm okay with that. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why haven't I just made a big reactor or something like that? It would fit neatly within that room. Long term, I might end up doing that, but right now, I've mined out most of this entire surrounding area of the volcano, and I found 2 pieces of Eulorium. That's it. 2 single blocks. I have a couple of other Eulorium ingots that were given to me by Nintendo Fan 37 here on the server, but that's about it. So I don't have a surplus of Eulorium to start building the parts for a reactor, much less fuel a reactor. So I'm going to have to make something like a digital miner and set that up to go get some, and we're not there yet. So I'm going with this solution. 720 RF per tick is more than enough power to fuel whatever I want to right now, unless I build an MFR laser drill. And I'm considering making an MFR laser drill. I think that would be very cool. But I can't power that with this. It would literally brown out the rest of the network because I wouldn't have enough power to go around. So, yeah, I feel really good about this. I'm going to get this, I think, and relocate it probably into this wall so it's a little less obtrusive. Once we get the painting machine up and going, we can start hiding some of these conduits a bit more. Like, I've got some sticking out right there, and I've got some panels, covers on these things. But that's about it. So, yeah, we can start tidying up a little bit. I don't want to tidy up too much. This is supposed to be kind of an industrial feel here, but, yeah. It's working out real good. I like this build setup. I have a really great view of the kelp fields back there in the back. The horticulture, the botany lab right over there. That's cool, so I can see that working. We had some server crashes earlier. As you see in the middle right side of my screen, we are keeping a 24-hour running tally when somebody crashes the server. Now, that should technically be 2, because he just did it again a couple hours later for 2 different things. So Nintendo fans on a bad streak of luck, apparently. Oh gosh, wrong button. There we go. I'm getting a little bit of client-side lag, so I do apologize if the frame rate is not absolutely premium, but we're working on it. And I'm going to do some defragmenting, some system restarting, see if I can iron this out. In the meantime, it looks like we're tackling a lot of the major bugs and things may actually be stabilizing. It's still being determined, though. Hopefully, I don't need that up there anymore. Everybody else is talking about, we have this weird problem that's cropped up on the server. And maybe some of you out there in the audience might know about it. We don't have any monster spawns. Not really. None to speak of. Echo has quarried out an area under his base all the way down to bedrock. And it's completely unlit except for a couple of holes that let skylight in. And there's nothing down there. It should be crawling with bad guys if he leaves it long enough. And it's not. It's just completely empty. I actually am working within such confined spaces that just a couple of pieces of glowstone here and there, or like what I did back here, I've got some glowstone in the corners and glowstone strips down here. It takes very little to light this entire area up. See, I've got some glowstone strips down here also. There's where that conduit goes up. So, it's really not hard to light this whole area up. Even the science wings themselves, I think technically they get sunlight through here, but even at nighttime, one piece of glowstone, one piece of glowstone, glowstone down here. I've got some glowstone strips on the edge. It's not hard to light this place up adequately. It's pretty good. So we have this weird problem where there's whole areas of the server that should be crawling with bad guys at night, and it's not. You can walk around the overworld completely unarmored at nighttime, and you'll maybe see one Hecate, maybe a skeleton. That's about it. We have the server set to hard. Normal or hard, I can't remember. I want to say it's hard, but we have it set to more than adequately difficult. Mob spawning is set to true. And even if I turn on F3, you see that E, top left corner, there's Minecraft 1.64, then there's C, 273 out of 4624. I don't even know what that is, but E, just below it, third line, is entities. And in the area, there's a maximum number of entities of 27. Most of them are squid. There's maybe a skeleton here, a zombie there, but that's about it. I've even knocked all of the torches off the top of the tropical island over there and left it alone for a while, which below ground to give the monsters space to spawn. Nothing happened. So we've got some weird problem that's cropped up on the server. If anybody knows about it, I would love to hear. It is a very unique and very specific problem that has cropped up, and we really need to get it tackled because it kind of doesn't make things fair. So, from the volcano base, this is Vaygrim signing off. I've got some plans for some nefarious schemes to strike at our arch nemesis, Agent Echo. Hopefully he will not see us coming, unless he's a subscriber. Then I think I'm screwed. But I'm going to go on the premise that he's not reading and watching any of these videos. Might be a wrong premise, but it's the premise I'm working on nonetheless. Got some schemes and some things planning that I'm going to see if I can inflict upon him and foil some of his long-term plans, shall we say. So, from the volcano, this is Vaygrim, signing off. Bye-bye.